Today, Rachael Ray is here with an epic and easy food hack.
This is a really cool one. You're gonna love this.
5 fast weekday meals using 2 incredible sauces.
You are adding tons of nutrients.
And her hot new it food burning up social media.
I know, right? Delicious.
Plus, cold and flu season is here. Insider tips to fight them both from our Nurse Search finalists. Coming up next.
We'll save lives today. You guys ready to get healthy? Today's show is all about numbers. Numbers. Know why? Because I promise by the end of the hour, you're going to walk away with so many cool takeaways and solutions to make your life easier that you're going to need a calculator to count them all. So let me throw some numbers at you about my first guest. 22 best-selling cookbooks, 10 years of a hit daytime talk show, 3 Emmy Awards. And that all adds up to one very special woman, Rachael Ray. That's right, because she's here today with her easy sauces that will change your dinner tonight. And then we are debunking flu myths to get you feeling better and faster at that. And the sore throat you guys are always complaining about, we got solutions that only hospital insiders know about. But I want to get started with the show. Let's welcome my good friend, Rachael Ray. It is such a long walk.
I know.
They get out of breath.
I'm excited to get out here, though.
You are. I like
It's so much fun being here.
10 years you've been blowing us all away with the wonderful
10
show.
years on the daytime show. Double
So what's
digits.
changed the most?
You know, over the 10 years, hopefully I got a little bit better at chatting with people and interviewing people. But you know what I love most about our show has been the same since day one. It's a lot like this show. It tries to be helpful in a lot of ways, and it's not always just celebrity oriented. I love that people see as much of themselves on our show as they see of the celebrities.
It's a lot of love on your show.
Thank you.
In fact, you...
It's because we have a lot of food on our
Yes.
show, and food is love. So.
Well, you show your love in many ways. The new book's out. It's called Italian
Everyone
on Sunday.
is Italian on Sunday.
Italian on Sunday.
Uh-huh.
But then everyone is Italian on Sunday. You argue. But is that actually true? What does that really mean to be Italian on Sunday?
The idea is not really about the day. It's that feeling of being Italian is that you spend time together, you sit down at the table together and enjoy each other's company, and that there's always room at the table for another chair, and there's always food to feed an extra person. That's the idea of everybody's Italian on Sunday. I know a lot of people that are not Italian, of Italian lineage, think of Italian food as lots of cheese and, eggplant parm or chicken parm on a sub, and real Italian cuisine is actually very simple and a very healthy diet. Mediterranean food is olive oil, dark leafy greens, lots of seafood, lean proteins, braised meats, kale and vegetables. And all those
The real
things.
food is healthy in almost every culture, but Italian culture is very specifically healthy because it's so rich in its sauces. And
Yeah.
if you don't mind, you're so good at this. I'd love you to walk us through some of your sauces, but here's the thing.
Sure.
You're going to use some superfoods in these, so come on
Sure.
over. And every Italian sauce is different. People take pride in it. They guard their secrets.
I think that probably the most basic sauce for everybody is just marinara. It drives me nuts when you go to a grocery store and you see people buying these really expensive bottles of, whoever's marinara sauce. Marinara sauce is as cheap as a can of tomatoes. It's just a little bit of garlic, olive oil. You can throw in some fresh herbs or dried. I like fresh thyme. I like a little bit of fennel seed. My family always put fennel seed in our marinara. My mother's Sicilian, so I always put a little heat in, a little chili flake, and a little bit of salt. You don't need a ton of salt. And the tomatoes. That's it. And you let this cook down. Now, this costs as much as a can of tomatoes. You probably have the rest of the stuff in your pantry.
Yep.
And some of those jarred sauces, if they're gourmet, Honestly, they cost $10 for this little tiny quarter sauce. It's insane to me. It takes 5 minutes to make this. You just melt the garlic in the oil. And when you cook your own sauces, you control the salt, the fat, and the quality of ingredients. Jarred sauces, if you really read them, they have, lots of times they have added sugars in them and tons and tons of salt. And you don't need much, you know, you should be able to taste the flavor of the herbs and the spices.
Since you brought it up, I'm gonna show you the amount of salt, an average that we find.
Yep.
480 milligrams of salt in a traditional store-bought sauce.
Right.
Rachel's pièce de résistance that you just made for us right here.
Just a little marinara, yeah.
18 milligrams.
18. You see the difference?
18 milligrams, 1/20th.
Now,
First of all, what surprises me the most is your sauces taste so darn good, and they can have so little salt and so little sugar.
That's
It
right.
highlights the fact that it's all just junk we add we don't need.
exactly, and tomatoes are naturally sweet. I don't understand why people
Before
add sugar
you put
to
that in
the
there,
sauce.
before you
Yep.
put that in there, you've got a little trick for getting the pasta to stick to the spaghetti that I think people need to
The
understand.
starchy cooking water. When you're cooking pasta, you salt the water of the pasta. It's the only chance you get to flavor the pasta. Always drain the pasta before it's to the tooth or to the bite, al dente. But the thing that marries pasta to sauce is a little bit of that starchy water when you drain your pasta.
Oh, you add it
You
afterwards.
toss all of the pasta with all of the sauce, and it's the starchy cooking water that makes the sauce marry the pasta.
We always add the water before we put the pasta in. You don't have to?
No. You add the starchy water while you're tossing the pasta, and you keep adding it until all of the sauce coats all of the pasta. Nothing drives me crazier than a plate of naked spaghetti with a little blob of sauce in the middle. It makes no sense. Don't you want it all to taste good? Yes. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. And then my mommy always put in a little bit of cheese while you're tossing. And my grandfather always finished everything with a little drizzle of good olive oil. Now, it's a big thing now that people are watching their gluten, their carbs, all of that. This sauce you can put on shredded spaghetti squash.
Yes.
Delicious.
Oh.
You could put it on some polenta or boiled potatoes if you're not doing, if you're a gluten-free person. There's lots of different delicious ways to use marinara. Of course, everybody loves those parm sandwiches. Why don't you just grill or roast your eggplant, put a little sauce, put it on a roll. You save all those calories and all that fat of the breading and all of that.
You bother making the pasta sauce ahead of time, like on a Sunday, and freezing it, or is it so easy it's not worth it?
And when we have tomatoes in the garden, I boil up the tomatoes for 30 seconds, cold shock them, and put them through a food mill. I have about 900 bags of tomato sauce in my freezer. Yes, when you're gonna make a basic sauce like marinara that you can do so many things with, it makes sense to always make a double batch. Cool it, put it in a plastic food storage bag, and I store all of the bags flat. Don't put it in, Tupperware and all that stuff. It clutters up the freezer. All of my soups, stews, sauces, I just stack them up. The bags nice and thin. You put them in a big gallon bag, and man, you're set for the winter.
This is how you organize things for a decade.
Yeah,
all right,
exactly.
So this next little bit is it's an interesting kind of pesto. It's a kale pesto, which are you showing off here, really?
I love kale. It's something I grew up with, and I love that it's become a trendy food. I love that when you go to the gym, you see the kale chips and all that, and in the produce department, there's lots of different types of kale. I grew up eating kale, and I love that it's really become a thing now, a trend. This is the healthiest pesto on the planet Earth. Instead of basil, pine nuts, and cheese, we use our superfood kale. When you're going to deal with kale, you stem it like this. You curl your fingers up like a little kitty cat. You pile a whole bunch of black or flat Tuscan kale into your food processor. I add a ton of lemon juice.
She makes that look easy. Is that really easy or not?
It is. You just, well, it's easy for me.
Where'd you start? You ripped the beginning a little bit like that? Oh, there you are.
There you go. You got it. Now you got it.
The small things I get applause for.
And then so I can use a little less oil, and I'm adding some brightness and acidity. I put in lots of lemon juice, little bit of salt and pepper, over the shoulder for luck. Now, with the nuts, pine nuts are pricey. You can use walnuts, hazelnuts, toasted almonds, but whatever the nut of choice is for this, like my mom loves hazelnuts in this, toast them, and extra nuts you should always keep in the freezer. Nuts have oil, oil spoils. If you keep things in the freezer like nuts that have a lot of oil in them, they'll never turn on you. They'll never go rancid. a little bit of nutmeg with any dark leafy green, a little bit of Parmigiano.
Why do you need nutmeg with it cuts the bitterness?
Anything, no, it just complements it. Anything that has dairy in it, like milk or ricotta cheese.
Are you ready?
You traditionally put a little bit, yeah, go ahead. I'm trying to get this piece out so we can stream in. And then you just add just enough of the good extra virgin olive oil.
Oh my goodness, it smells so
until
good.
it comes together. And now, if you really want to make this a double superfood dinner, I put it with farro spaghetti, which is what we have here. You toss it with the farro spaghetti in the starchy cooking water. If you use whole wheat or whole grain or farro spaghetti for your family every once in a while with something earthy like this, right? You are adding tons of protein, tons of nutrients, and tons of fiber. So it really pairs up nicely.
Dr. Ray.
It's good, right?
I love it, Dr. Ray. All right. Now, we're going to take Rachel to the next level. Under this dome, don't reveal it.
Okay.
There's a little surprise. It's the hot new IT food. And when we come back, we're going to ask you to play a little game with us.
Okay.
See if you can feel it.
Okay.
So you can identify what it is. And we'll
Okay.
compare it to a human body part. Are you up?
I'm scared.
We'll find out. Be right back. This smells so good.
Later, a new beauty trend that encourages oily skin. Sound crazy? See which natural cooking oils can be used to treat and cleanse
You're gonna lick my face?
to make you look even younger. Coming up. It's Next Level November. All new Oz. Does your bloat make you feel like a hot air balloon? And like you can't zip up those jeans? New ways to beat your belly bloat. By tomorrow.
The 5 things you can do starting today.
Plus, the shocking new beauty trend. Women microwaving their armpits.
Yep, their armpits.
The surprising reason why. But is it safe? All new Oz. That's coming up tomorrow.
Rachael Ray is back. And Rachel's got this great little game on her show that I stole.
Oh.
And in celebration of Halloween, we're going to do this. What Am I Touching is the name of this game.
Okay, just so you guys know, on my show, it's always living things. One time it was a millipede, and then my friend Jared threw it at me, and it crawled around in my hair.
It's still there.
Will you stop? It freaks me out. I can't believe you're making me do this too. I can't imagine this being a doctor show, what I'm gonna have to touch.
So we've got 2 possibilities here. There's 1, and there's 2. Why don't you start on this side? Here's some purple gloves. And I
gotta wear gloves?
You gotta put, just in case. And I want you to put your hand in there.
I'm so encouraged by this.
And describe what you're touching. Remember, it looks and feels, well done, Dr. Ray. Looks and feels like a human body part. That happens to be very good for this body part as well, which is part of the reason I picked this. So,
oh man.
let's see what she does.
Is it gross?
Yes.
Thanks a lot.
Is she getting her hands in there? Ooh.
Okay.
All right. Now let's come over this side. That's enough feeling
easy.
around.
This is a food.
It's a food?
This is food.
All right.
This is cauliflower or broccoli.
All right. Very well done.
And
Now-
because I've cooked cauliflower, I think it's cauliflower because I've made cauliflower today.
And
So.
don't touch this one. Just look. I'm not going to have you touch it. I
Oh.
wouldn't. That's the brain.
Is that a real? Oh my God! Abby Normal. Oh my God!
That's normal. Look at it.
Oh, I don't want to look at that.
That's the brain.
I don't want to.
All right.
Ooh, is that a real human brain?
Yeah, that's
Who did you borrow that from?
it's a long-term loan to the show. So, but the reason I wanted you to, you don't touch that. I don't want you to actually. The brain is a sacred organ. All these organs are.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is, the cauliflower is
Okay, we're good, we're good,
so
we're good.
for the brain. All the omega-3s you got in there.
Cauliflower is good for the brain, right? Oh, wow.
But it is the new, it's the new it foods in the spotlight. It's all over Pinterest. It's in Facebook. Everyone's
I know
Instagramming
breakfast
it.
is the most important meal of the day, but I'm so happy I skipped mine.
All right.
So gross.
Since you guessed your cauliflower so artfully,
Okay.
show us how to make it in your own special way. Roasted whole cauliflower.
Love this recipe. It does come out looking like a brain, which is fun. You can call it brains when you serve it to little kids. When my niece would get picky, you know, and she'd say, what is that? If I said boogers or bugs, she'd giggle and just try it. If I said, oh, that's cauliflower with herbs, she would never, right? So you take the entire head of cauliflower, and I just take off the big leafy bottom and make the core nice and flat. You throw it into a big Dutch oven with just a cup of chicken stock and let that steam in there and cook through, or vegetable stock if you want to keep it vegetarian, and let that cook through until it's just tender. Turn your oven on 400 to 450. You want a nice hot oven for this. Pour that liquid that now tastes like the cauliflower to keep it moist into a little baking dish. And then you slather it with the stuff that turns brown, a little fresh ricotta cheese, lots of thyme. I know, right? Delicious. Little bit of salt and pepper.
Over the shoulder.
Over the shoulder for luck. Touch of extra virgin, nice green olive oil just for flavor. And just to thin it out a bit, whatever you put in your morning coffee. A little splash of milk or cream or half and half, whatever you have in the fridge. Then you mix that nice fresh ricotta all together. Slather this over. This is my favorite appetizer this time of year. You put this out, people go wild. Slather this all over the top of your brain. A little sprinkle of Parmigiano Reggiano. You throw it in the oven, and it comes out looking like this. Isn't it gorgeous?
Yeah, but how do you even cut this thing? Where do you start?
Isn't it gorgeous? Now,
oh, like a pie, you cut it.
Right, this could be a beautiful vegetarian entree as well, but I put it out and people just carve off from it and everybody enjoys it as a nice, healthy appetizer. Italian food does not have to be heavy. A little bit of cheese goes a long way. You don't need to have always bread and pasta. This is just a delicious option. Delicious.
And it tastes so good. I love
It's
having
so
you.
good. I love having you too.
You can find the recipe on DrOz.com. Make sure you check out Rachel's new book, Everyone is Italian, on Sunday, because we all are. Now, Rachel, you're going to stay with us.
Cool.
When we come back, we're going to do the end of the show, an invaluable food hack that will save you lots of time in the kitchen.
This is a really cool one I brought. A really cool one. You're going to love this.
Stay with us.
Later, flu season is here, and germs aren't the only thing spreading. We're debunking all the myths and clearing up the confusion.
No one is immune to the flu.
What you need to know, is it flu or false? Coming up.
Most people hear oily skin and they cringe. But what if I told you there's a new beauty trend that actually encourages it? Today we're revealing why you should use cooking oils, that's right, I said cooking oils, on your face to look younger. Please meet beauty expert and blogger Anna D'Souza, who says she swears by it.
So I know it sounds crazy, but everyone I know, even those in Hollywood, they're putting cooking oil on their face. As a beauty expert, I'm no longer turning to spas when I want to feel youthful and refreshed. I'm actually just headed to my kitchen pantry. Actually, I have a confession. When I'm traveling, I head over to the salad bar to sneak some olive oil to put on my skin before bedtime. The best part is that it's fast, easy, cheap, and you can do it too.
Anna is here. How can this possibly work?
First, I'm gonna get banned from every salad bar in the country because olive oil is expensive. It could be expensive, right, Dr. Oz? So the reason that it works is it's working in tandem with the biology and chemistry of your skin. Now, every time you over cleanse your skin, you're stripping your skin of your defenses, right, from UV, from any sort of environmental factor. So when you're using natural oils, you're nourishing your skin from the outside in.
At least the clogged pores will taste good.
It's
Come on
delicious.
So, you've got a bunch of oils examples, so give us a list of the ones that are your favorites.
Okay, so for dry skin, you want to turn to olive oil. Now, olive oil gives you that natural barrier for your skin, so then it's going to help you prevent those micro tears or those little tiny micro cracks that you get, especially in the wintertime, right? Everyone feels really dry. So this is a really great option for those with dry skin.
All right, and what if you have oily skin?
Okay, so
the dreaded oily skin.
Okay, I love sesame seed oil. Now, it's such a surprise. Sesame seed oil is an anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, and antifungal. Now, P. acnes is the bacteria that causes acne. So if you're able to disinfect your face, basically at the end of the day from that day's grime, you're one step closer to being acne-free and having clearer skin.
And not surprisingly, you also have coconut oil, which is fantastic to put in your mouth, but why on your
yes,
skin?
Yes, it smells so good. So Coconut oil is great for those with combination skin. Now, it helps to balance the pH of your skin. Now, the pH scale is from 1 to 14. Your skin is super happy at a 5.5, which is slightly acidic. So coconut oil really helps with that too.
Which one do you use personally?
I love the sesame seed oil because I do have acne-prone skin.
All right, again, how do you actually apply it? I mean, you just pour it like a salad dressing bar?
With the straw, no. So there are 3 ways that you can use any of these natural oils. One is by cleansing. So again, sesame seed oil, great for those with acne-prone skin to cleanse, or you can use any of these for a mask. So a mask is also great. So again, you want to start with super clean skin, apply it, let it sit for about 20 minutes, and then you can towel it off. So you're gonna towel off all those dead skin cells on the surface.
And back to the
too.
washing one, the first one again. If I would put sesame oil out, I just coat my face and then quickly wash it off. How do I get it off?
You can, it's actually really great. So you apply it, you start to massage it onto your skin, then you can towel it off. What's really great too is that it helps to dissolve any waterproof makeup that you might have as well.
And after you towel it off, do you feel compelled to wash your face with soap or you don't bother?
I personally don't. I love just leaving it on.
So you didn't wash it off today?
No, but what you can do, you're gonna lick my face?
I was gonna lick it, I could do that too, but you don't smell like sesame oil.
No. But if you feel like you want to cleanse a little bit more, go for a really gentle cleanser that doesn't have soap, because it's not gonna take your pH out of whack.
All right, so we wash, we make a face mask out of it, and what's the last way?
Okay, the last way is an overnight treatment with moisturizer that you might already have. So it sort of amps up the power of the moisturizer you have, and you're creating an insulating layer so that moisturizer, anything you have that moisturizer is going to be able to go deeper into your skin overnight because you have that insulation over it. So what you do is super simple. Grab some olive oil. We could steal some from Rachel.
Yep, it's olive oil.
A few drops, maybe 5 or 6.
5, okay.
Then you want to mix it together. And again, it's gonna give you that insulation, and it's so cheap, right? I mean, hello.
No, you can't beat the price for sure.
You can't beat the price. Then all you do, oops, I'm making a mess here. All you do is you just start to slather it on your face, or yours.
Oh, jeez. Is that the right, no, this is like I put a regular moisturizer on.
Right, this is a regular moisturizer. So you wouldn't need this much. You would just use a little bit of moisturizer, but look at that. Don't you feel more youthful already?
Yes. What do you guys think? Would you really try this? I think it's pretty straightforward. And I like the fact that it's inexpensive, and it does sort of feel good, and it doesn't smell, which is the bigger concern I had.
It doesn't smell.
Well, Anna, thank you very much. I love the advice. Up next, flu or false? We are debunking the biggest flu myths that you need to know about this season.
Later, it's one of the first signs that you're getting sick. That scratchy, irritating feeling in your throat. We're revealing the sore throat hospital solutions you don't know about. A simple checklist that anyone can follow at home.
You want to stay ahead of the pain.
Coming up. Can't zip up those jeans? New ways to beat your belly blow. By tomorrow.
The 5 things you can do starting today.
Plus, women microwaving their armpits. All nuance. That's coming up tomorrow.
All this season, we're celebrating our nation's nurses. We're calling our campaign #NurseNation. And at the heart of it, our search for a nurse to join our core team of experts to provide wisdom, commentary, and advice. Now we're introducing our candidates, and we want you to weigh in. Go to DrOz.com the week of November the 16th and tell us your favorite. We'll announce our choice on November the 25th. Show your appreciation and be a part of #NurseSearch. Flu season is here, and germs aren't the only thing spreading. Myths and half-truths about the flu are passed around every year. So in today's conversation, I'm clearing up the confusion with flu or false. Here to set the record straight is one of the finalists from our nurse search, the nurse detective.
Hi, Dr. Oz. My name is Patricia, and the nurse search stops here. I can go on and on about my credentials, but that's just boring. Dr. Oz, you can't get anything past me. Hence why they call me nurse detective. I can take care of any patient in any situation while keeping it real. Search no more. Nurse Patty is here.
The nurse detective Patty is here. So what's the biggest flu myth you're hearing this year?
The biggest flu myth of all time, especially in the ER, is that I've never had the flu before, so that I'm immune.
Yeah, of course. You know who you are. You all say that. So.
Look, People, no one is immune to the flu. Not me, not Dr. Oz. So flu prevention applies to everyone.
It does. Let me explain a little bit why this year's flu virus is a little different from past years. Come on back here. I made a big map of the world for you. What we do every year is we look at the strands that are sort of traveling around, and they don't all come from the same place. This year, for example, there are 3 different strands that spread from very different parts of the world. So here we are in the United States. There's a strand that actually started in California. It's a swine flu type. Then there's another one that comes over here in Switzerland, right? Very different part of the world. And then there's a different kind, it's influenza B, from way over there in Thailand. So you've got Asia and Europe and North America, all of them, donating a virus. We don't know which one will be dominant. So even if you've had the flu before, even if you had the flu shot before, it's different than this year's. There's no such thing as being immune to the flu. So Nurse Detective Patty has agreed to talk to our audience a little bit about issues so we understand more about the flu. Again, it's called flu or false. So I'm going to ask you guys to vote when you hear the questions. Who wants to go first? Who's got a question? Go ahead, man. Actually, go ahead.
Hi.
I don't know what color that is. Orangey, reddish, beautiful. Go ahead.
As long as I don't come in contact with someone who has the flu, can I catch the flu? Flu or false?
Audience, what do you think?
They're split. Nurse Detective Patty, you have to enlighten them, please.
Let me enlighten you all. It is false, false, false. The flu is highly contagious. I can't tell you how many patients come into the ER, sometimes whole families. When people talk, cough, or even sneeze, it can be spread like this.
Get in my eye, Nurse Detective.
And we all know people who talk like this. Keep it real. Keep it real. We all have at least 1 or 2 friends that when they talk, you're like, you need an umbrella. So the droplets that you've just seen are invisible, which is why you don't see them. But with you breathing and you opening your mouth or me breathing in, we've already been exposed. Which leads me to the flu danger zone. Here.
The flu danger zone?
The flu danger zone. Dr. Oz.
Here, you should hold it because you're the one who asked the question.
Oh, yeah, you hold it. I'm sorry. I'll get you next. Dr. Oz.
Yes.
The flu danger zone.
Yes.
No one knows about that. But I'm going to educate everyone in the audience about the zone. This is not tug of war, people. I'm getting somewhere with this. If someone has the flu, it can spread up to 6 feet. So you want to stay 6 feet away from someone with the flu. 6 feet away. 6 feet away. Girl, even you have the flu. See?
Yes.
So make sure you keep a nice distance, at minimum 6 feet away, to prevent from contracting the flu.
All right, you got one more over here. One more flu or false. Go ahead, man.
I heard that the 2 most common places that the flu virus is on doorknobs and toilet seats. Is that flu or false?
Audience, what do you think?
Again, it's interesting. These are good questions. They don't know for sure. Why don't you have a seat next to our next questioner and inform her, enlighten her.
Girlfriend, false, false, false. The most common carrier of the flu is right in your pocket. It's your cell phone. Do you know how dirty your cell phone is? It's 10 times dirtier than, guess what? Your toilet seat.
Wow.
Ooh, yuck. That's gross. It's totally gross. The flu can last on the surface from 2 to 8 hours. Let me see your phone.
This is what you do in the hospital? You clean your phone off like this?
I clean my phone off. I clean my patients off. Dr. Oz, I will clean you off. Everything needs to be clean.
That's just an alcohol pad, that's it?
That's just a regular alcohol wipe, and I would use one once a day to clean my phone.
Yeah.
Not too bad, but it's still gross. Still gross, right, guys?
Pam, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nurse Detective, I like your tips.
Thank
the flu
you,
or false
Dr.
game.
Oz.
So Patty's going to stick around. We've got another nurse search violence to give you the sore throat hospital room solutions that you don't know about.
Later, he spends his free time spreading the message of positivity and kindness, inspiring people all over the world. And he's only 9 years old.
The first time I stepped on the stage, it was at a Christmas event and I was 4 years old.
Coming up.
one of the first signs that you're getting sick, a sore throat. Now, everyone dreads that painful, scratchy, irritating feeling, so I've enlisted 2 of my nurse search candidates to reveal the sore throat hospital solutions that you don't know about. The first is Nurse Patty. She's back. You guys ready?
Yes.
All right. Patient comes to you, they say, I got a sore throat. How do you know if it's strep throat and needs antibiotics or if it's just a regular old virus?
Dr. Oz, my patients ask me this question all the time. The first thing I want to know is, do I need antibiotics, and is it a viral or bacterial infection? Simple answer. There's a simple checklist doctors and nurses use all the time. I'm about to share it with America. It's called FACE.
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 The acronym FACE.
The acronym FACE.
Right,
F-A-C-E. Fever. Do you have a temperature of 101.4 or higher? Angry lymph nodes. Any swelling or bumps around the neck?
Yep.
Cough. Cough is really special because if you're coughing, most likely it's viral and doesn't require antibiotics.
Let me underline that. So if you're coughing, it's probably not strep throat.
It's probably not strep throat, and you probably don't need antibiotics.
Okay.
And lastly, E for excessive white spotting on your tonsils.
That's what the doctor's looking for when looking in the throat.
That's when the doctor looks into your
So
throat.
it looks like that a little bit, right? Ugh.
Ew, it looks just like that.
Do you think I have that?
Let's find out.
So,
Say ah.
For the moms out there, wet the whatever you're using. If it's a tongue depressor or a fork or spoon, the back of one, just wet it. That way you won't choke and gag.
Head back, Dr. Oz. You know better. All clear, nice and pink, no patches, no white spots.
I'm good to go.
Good to go, no strep throat.
All right. Now, one more time. If you get 2 of those things, then you want to get tested for strep throat. If you don't have any of them or one of them, makes you feel more comfortable that it's probably not. Thanks very much. Okay, so how can you treat a sore throat at home? The self-proclaimed world heavyweight champion of nurses has the answer. Let's meet Nurse Mike.
Hello, Dr. Oz. My name is Michael Isaacs. I'm a trauma nurse. But I'm also the self-proclaimed world heavyweight champion of nurses. I'm a champion for all my patients. Now, I know in the coming weeks you're going to mull over a lot of applications, but when you do, I want you to remember one thing. The champ is here.
Nurse Mike works as a trauma nurse. Now, you've already dubbed yourself the world heavyweight champion of nurses.
Absolutely.
How do you earn that honor? Is there a competition?
You know what? The fact is all nurses are advocates for their patients, right? Well, that wasn't enough for me. I wanted to be a champion, and I'm a champion for my patients. I'm a champion for doctors like you, but I'm always a champion for my fellow nurses.
Are you a wrestler? I mean...
In high school, a little. Okay. I lost a lot.
All right. Let me see this thing. Does it fit?
Yeah. Well, you know, we're the same size, so I'm sure it will.
Okay, let me see this. I like the look. What do you guys think?
You like that?
Yeah, that's nice. All right. I'm gonna waltz over here with my
champion of doctors.
So let's get to the first secret for a sore throat that people in the hospital know about. What is it?
Well, I want you to coat your throat, okay? You want to look for something that's going to coat that irritation in your throat and provide a little relief. And for that, I would recommend lozenges. Now, there are 2 types. Now, the first type is your regular lozenge, like a sucking candy or something like that, and that's going to add saliva to your throat to moisturize the area. Now, in the hospital, when that pain gets really bad, you want to use medicated lozenges like these, and those are going to contain things like benzocaine and lidocaine and menthol, and that's really going to help to soothe that irritation.
So anything you want in the beginning, but these medications that you use for pain, they were very clear. You imagine, they're going down your throat, all that air irritating the throat, and you want to kill that pain down, then you do that with things like the benzocaine, the lidocaines, the menthols, these medicated cough drops that are easy to take. You can swallow more readily, and you'll feel some relief. Okay,
absolutely.
That's the first tip.
All right.
Second tip that we talk about in hospitals for a sore throat.
And that is to rinse and relieve. Now, I recommend gargling with cold salt water. Now,
cold? Why cold?
I know. A lot of people think that warm is the way to go, but in fact, that hot water can add more pain to your throat. You go with the cold salt water, and just like everything else, that cold is going to provide a little more relief to the irritated area.
This is what I love about nurses. This practical, thoughtful. The theory doesn't matter. In practice, you're right. I'm sure all these years I've been doing it wrong. Where have you been?
In nursing school. You were wasting too much time in med school.
All right. It also reduces the swelling. Very well stated. And finally, my third tip, again, a hospital solution for the sore throat. And it is?
Well, what's the most important thing? You want to prevent the pain. Now, even nurses, we go home, we reach in our stethoscope for something that's going to provide relief. But you want to get the right thing to stay ahead of the pain. Now, when it comes to sore throats, take ibuprofen.
Ibuprofen. That's straightforward.
Absolutely. That easy.
And why that versus acetaminophen?
Great question. You know, the fact is both the acetaminophen and the ibuprofen are going to provide the pain relief. But the ibuprofen is going to help relieve some of that tissue swelling, which is causing that pain to begin with.
And how often do you take it?
Well, again, you want to stay ahead of the pain, okay? Stay in front of it. So you usually take a dose every 4 to 6 hours, and you're going to take about 400 milligrams, which if you're getting the regular strength ibuprofen, is usually 2 capsules or tablets or something like that. Now, if that sore throat goes on more than a week, I want you all to come see me or Dr. Oz, and the champ will take care of you.
You are a champ in my life. There's Mike. All right, America, I need your help. I want your help. Check out DrOz.com to tell us your favorite nurse search candidate. I can't wait to see who wins. Vote for whoever you want, but take a look at their stories. They're all fantastic. Up next, hear the inspiring story of a 9-year-old motivational speaker. You will not want to miss this. Nicely done, son.
Later, our latest fruit hack, how to cut and peel your tomatoes in half the time. Can't zip up those jeans? New ways to beat your belly blow. By tomorrow.
The 5 things you can do starting today.
Plus, women microwaving their armpits. All new Oz. That's coming up tomorrow.
Tomorrow, you will be talking about Nyeeam Hudson. Nyeeam is 9 years old. He loves baseball. But Naim definitely has an old soul. He spends his free time spreading the message of kindness, knowledge, and positivity, all the good things. Take a look.
We have to teach children different ways, because if we're taught the same way, our brain functions the same way. Communication is the key to solving the problem. And unlock your greatness. And don't do it when you're 50 years old.
Naim is here. Come on out, Naim. You are too much. 9 years old?
Yes.
And how'd you realize you had this gift about speaking?
I didn't realize it, you know. I just started talking to different people, and then I just started talking to different people. So it was just kind of, I like talking, you know?
I can tell.
I like talking, so I just started talking to different people. So the first time I stepped on the stage, it was at a Christmas event, and I was 4 years old. And I was just like talking, I got to express myself. Finally, I got to express myself in front of different people. You know how it is when like you just want to say something to different people, and you finally get the chance to do it?
I know that feeling, yes. That's great.
That's how I felt.
That's great.
And then once, because my dad didn't want me to do any of this at first. He didn't want me to speak or do anything. So then I had to keep pushing and keep going to show him that I can do it. To show him that I can hop on those stages and inspire different people. Just like that little clip that you played there, I know how to inspire people.
I love this. Your dad's holding you back at 9. It's great. All right, I'm going to sit over here and watch. You're going to talk about how we're all worth it. Is that right?
Yes.
All right, Naim, take it away, Tiger.
Okay. First, I would like to say, how's everybody doing this lovely, fine evening, morning? Thank you. I didn't even have to say my catchphrase. Thank you, guys. So, really, my first one is don't be a diamond in the dirt. It's just like the topic. Don't be a diamond in the dirt. Everybody knows the value of a diamond, right? And how special that diamond is. But it's in the dirt, so nobody knows about that diamond. It's just like a person. When you have raw talent, you just have so much talent, but nobody knows about it. So you never got out there, you never showed anybody. Just like that diamond in the dirt. Nobody ever noticed that diamond. But until you open those doors and you get out there and you finally show the people out there what you can do, then it's gonna be, wow, so many people are gonna look up to you, acknowledge you, just like how I did. I had to open those doors and show different people what I can do. Show your talent. Make different people believe in you.
Naim, nicely done. You get at my shoulders? We're gonna do the outro together. You ready? Jump up. 1, 2, go. All right. Now, we're gonna look there. All right. So Naim is showing us that nothing matters until you decide you're worth it. You read the next part. What does it say? Gotta read that part. Can you see it?
Go to my Facebook page to share Naim's motivational speech with all of your friends and family.
You do that right now. You listen to him. We'll be right back. The search is on. We're looking for a nurse to join our core team of experts to provide wisdom, expert commentary, and advice. If you'd like to nominate yourself or a nurse who's made a difference in your life, go to DrOz.com and click on #NurseSearch.
Does double dipping spread germs?
It's nasty.
Who handles pain better, men or women?
Whoa, that hurts.
And the beauty treatment that will make your skin crawl. All new Oz. That's coming up on Friday.
All season long, I'm revealing my favorite fruit hacks. They're quick and easy tips on how you can eat a fruit in any way you want, in ways you've never thought of, making your life easier, saving you time. A lot of these ideas are on social media, and I'm sharing mine with you today. We've talked about how to, for example, destem a strawberry. You know how to do that, of course. You know all the tips. We talked about how to peel a mango with a glass. That got a lot of attraction. But we have another fruit hack today that you can impress your friends with.
This is so cool.
How to cut and peel a tomato.
Oh, you're going to do that one first, okay?
Well, I want you to go first.
Okay.
This is all
right.
I was going to steal this from you. It's so good.
Cherry tomatoes, or if you have an infant and you want to feed them grapes, a lot of moms cut grapes in half, so this is a great trick. You take all of your cherry tomatoes, you take a deli lid, pack them in there, nice and tight, put another deli lid on top, sharp knife,
long knife.
go right across.
Whoa.
Boom, slices all of them at the same time.
All right. That was good. That was good. Now I'm going to match you. It's a competition now. It's a kitchen hack, food hack competition.
Yep.
So since you talked about pasta sauce before, you told us to get there's tomatoes, fresh tomatoes out of the garden when they're available. So here's what you do. Take a tomato. Peeling these darn things is a pain in the neck, right? Takes a lot of time. So as a surgeon, I learned all kinds of hacks. Okay? Make a little score just like that. Nothing too exotic. See a little score like that? You can put
a little X.
in the wax. Now, I'm told you have to put it this way, although I bet you could put it in other ways.
It doesn't matter.
I didn't think so. And you pour it like this. Hot water, let it soak in that for a little while, and by the time you're done, a minute or two, or even 3 from now, it'll look like this.
And it just literally falls off.
And this, my friends, is how you save money. You know what? You've talked about the fact that if you make your own food, you control your health.
That's right, and you also save a ton of money. You know, I was talking about this before. Not only do you control the salt, the fat, the quality of ingredients, the sodium level and all of that, not only is it healthier to make your own food, but you save a fortune. Like we were talking earlier in the show about the prices of jarred marinara sauce. They're like $10 if they're gourmet.
Save money, better for your health.
Yeah.
Learn the tips and use them. I love you.
Love you too.
Everything about Rachael Ray I love. We have easy and fun ways to eat fruit that I'm sure you all have. So share them, tweet me, post them on our Facebook page. Use #FruitHack. Remember, happy and healthy starts at home. Like with Rachael.
Yum. Isn't that fun?